Hello everyone, and welcome to another OnWheelsTV video. This might be one of the most chaotic and at the same time most exciting series you can race in iRacing right now. What you're watching is one of the D-Class road series on iRacing, the Ford Mustang Challenge by Skip Barber. This is a series that has everything to become one of the most popular on iRacing, and it's easy to see why. A single car for everyone, fixed setup, a V8 engine, and plenty of power. Put all that together and you get exactly what sim racers love: intense, competitive, and exciting racing. However, this is also a very demanding series. Maybe even too demanding for a D-license level where most drivers are still relatively inexperienced. The Ford Mustang GT4 is a heavy car and not easy to control, especially on the opening lap. Cold tires combined with high power make it very unpredictable. It's incredibly easy to lose control, and when that happens, avoiding a crash is often very difficult, if not impossible. A full week racing in this car can quickly become chaotic. It's extremely easy to get caught up in incidents, and even easier to take serious damage. This week alone, I lost almost 500 iRating points in this series. But when you find the right group of drivers, the racing is absolutely brilliant. These are 15-minute races that, with the right pace, awareness, and preparation, become intense and unmissable experiences.
One to go this time by. The estimated strength of field is 1,887. Right side on the restart. Boys, let's get ready to rock and roll here. One pit stop at a time. One-handed, one can of fuel, one jack post, one lug nut, one lap. Do everything one at a time, guys. Remember, we cannot win this thing on the first lap. We cannot win on the first pit stop. Gotta be smart, gotta be smooth all day long. Close.
So guys, here we go for a race in the Ford Mustang Challenge by Skip Barber. This is at the Watkins Glen, as you probably noticed already, and this is the top split of two splits, and we have a strength of field of 1887, which says a lot about how tricky can these races be, because you can easily find in a split like this one guy with over 5k and one guy with 1.5k, for instance, or even lower. So this is what makes these races so difficult, because you will be combining drivers with an A license, which is my case, for instance. I'm starting 7th, and as you can see from the overlay on the top left, drivers in the D license, so recently arriving and developing their iRacing licenses in the sim. So this added to the fact that the car is extremely powerful and very tricky to drive, especially on the first lap. It makes for very difficult and very complicated races, because, as you know, in sim racing, like a YouTuber that I follow this week said, everyone thinks it's Michael Schumacher. And as you also know, in sim racing, most of the drivers think that they can win the race in the first lap and in the first corner. So here everybody forgets how tricky this car is in the first lap. So I'll come back when we are ready to go green. Okay, here we go. So, cool tires. I'm definitely careful at this time, especially because I know everybody's crazy during the first lap. But I'm just trying to manage. So, speaking a bit about the series, what's not to like in the current? Oh yeah, you get action just on the get-go here. So what's not to like about this series? A very powerful car, V8 engine, rear wheel drive, an American track. The selection of tracks for the Ford Mustang Challenge by Skip Barber is really cool, at least this season. So I'm definitely racing this series. The problem is it's really dangerous. Yeah, I mean, it's really dangerous because the mix of experienced with very inexperienced drivers here is constant. And that poses huge challenges. You can be careful in this race, in this series, and still you can be killed easily. Because it's, especially in the first lap, it's very easy to lose control of this car. And once the rear steps out on you, you will not be able to control the car again, and you will crash. And as most of you, at least those of you that are iRacing users, know, cars are very susceptible to damage at this time on iRacing. So with this car, when you crash, it's gonna, most of the time, it's gonna be heavy crash, so serious damage. Then you have one thing that I seriously don't understand, why on iRacing this is still an option, which is fast repair. So, because this is a D-licensed series, you get fast repair. And so there are some drivers that don't care if they crash in the first lap, because then they use the fast repair. The problem is that this is a 15-minute race. And even if you almost don't lose time in the pits because of the fast repair, the time you lose by taking the car to the pits, probably with heavy damage, or if you opt for the tow, you can add 2 minutes to the time before you start your fast repair. The time you lose is time you will never recover in the race, and the only way you will gain positions back is if someone crashes and is unaware of the fast repair or doesn't care about it and just leaves the server. So those are the only positions you will recover once you crashed and used a fast repair and returned to the race. So I'm at the moment in the second lap, trying to manage, just following these guys, trying to avoid as much as I can taking risks. I know that I have a consistent pace. I know what I can do with this car, so I'm hoping that I can gain positions as the race develops. As you can see behind me, things are pretty quiet already, because there were already some drivers that crashed, and so there are big gaps between the drivers on track. So Oliver Beale just overtook Antonio. Antonio is the driver with the highest iRating in this split. Another driver with an issue stopped. This one is already just returned to the track and respected the blue flags, which is always great. But Beale is still behind Antonio. Antonio is number 1, so the highest ranked driver in the split. So I'm just gonna stay with these guys and see what happens. This corner is very difficult with this car. You have to be really smooth on braking. You have to be really precise. when you turn in, and you must at all costs avoid turning in with a higher speed, because it's easy to lose traction in the front. That will unsettle the car, and that's a recipe for chaos with this Ford Mustang. But for those of you that like a powerful V8, a car where you sense the mechanics of the car, so no aids, just pure driving, this is an excellent choice and an excellent series. Although it's delicensed, I think this series has all the ingredients to be very successful in the sim.
P2 is the fastest car on the racetrack. 54.908.
Antonio seems to be just cruising at the moment, trying to size the car ahead of him, trying to understand where he will later probably try to overtake. He's not taking any chances, seems to be someone that already knows what can happen in the Mustang Challenge, and so he's just waiting, I think, for the right moment to overtake Oliver. And at the moment I'm just cruising here. I'm also trying to stay safe, because at this time during this week I already lost around 500 iRating points, all in this series, in this track, and ending up involved in incidents where I had nothing to do except being at the right place at the wrong time. So I'm just trying to play it safe and have a cool race, and if possible cross the finish line gaining some iRating. So that's all I care about, and having fun. I think I'm finally entering the 55. Yeah. So we're all at this time performing more or less the same lap time. My best lap time here during this week was a 55.0 something. I was never able to reach the 54 mark. I saw some drivers doing it frequently. I even saw some drivers getting into the high 53s, which is amazing. But to be fast with this car, you need to practice a lot, and you need to gain confidence pushing this car to the limits, because this is a very tricky car to drive. But I just love this Ford Mustang. I just love it. I think it's at the moment, yeah, they are battling already. I think at the moment this is one of the coolest cars in the sim, at least for me. So like I said, Antonio was just sizing up his opponent. He overtook. Now I need to try and do the same if I can, but I'm not taking any chances. I don't want to crash.
fastest car on the track, 54.831.
Oliver is trying to recover the position from Antonio. It's not going to be easy. Oliver is 1.6k, but he has good pace.
Guys are running 55.576.
So I'm trying to push a little bit more at the stage, but I don't think it's going to be easy to overtake these guys, and I'm P6, it's not bad. It's not going to be easy to overtake. I don't know what happened to the wipers. It was not me for sure. Yeah, Antonio is definitely feeling the pressure now from Oliver. And Oliver has a really cool livery in his Mustang. A very cartoon livery. I like it. Oliver is trying to pressure Antonio, and at the same time is looking in his rear view mirror to see where I am. Yeah.
White flag is time.
So it's a good example of a solid 1.6k driver that will definitely improve his iRating if he continues with this behavior. So final lap, unless they make a mistake on P6, yeah. Yeah, it was a little bit wide, but he's going to defend. This is a tricky corner. I'm not going to try to overtake on the outside here, so yeah. Good driving, Oliver. He is struggling though. Yeah, but he always knows where to place his car to defend. So guys, the race is about to finish. This is a short video. I hope you enjoyed it. Please comment what you think I did wrong in this race. And if you wish, subscribe to the channel. I don't like asking people to subscribe. It's something they need to do if they want. Feel free to subscribe if you want, so that you can stay up to date with OnWheelsTV content. And as always, if you are here, thank you for watching. I hope to see you soon. Bye-bye.
Damn good work, brother. Good job.